Okay, let's dive into a really interesting thought experiment today.
Sounds good. What do we got?
Imagine a fight. Jet Li playing Huo Yuanjia in Fearless versus Cynthia Rothrock right in her prime.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a classic matchup for martial arts fans. Different styles, different philosophies.
Exactly, and we've got some analysis comparing them. So our mission here is to break down their strengths, their weaknesses based on these sources.
And figure out who the analysis suggests might actually win this hypothetical bout.
Right, so let's start with Jet Li's portrayal of Huo Yuanjia. What do the sources highlight?
Well, the big things are fluidity, incredible speed, and just overwhelming technique.
Fluidity and speed, okay.
Yeah, it's not just brute force. It's about really refined movements, very precise strikes, and there's this huge element of mental discipline behind it all.
I remember one source mentioning a blend of cinematic grace with real-world martial prowess. That sounds about right.
It does. It captures that feeling of efficiency, you know? Like every move counts.
And the sources also talk quite a bit about his counters, right? Not just attacking.
Absolutely key. It's about absorbing, redirecting, using the opponent's energy. Plus, there's that whole layer of spiritual growth through combat.
Which suggests what? Patience? Being centered?
Exactly. Patience, control, not getting easily flustered. And let's not forget, the character has experience fighting bigger, stronger people.
That's a really important point. Shows he can handle raw power.
Definitely. It suggests he relies on technique and strategy to overcome strength, not just meeting it head on.
So the takeaway for Lai seems to be technique, patience, discipline. That's the winning combo, according to the analysis.
That's what the sources lean towards, yeah. That combination is presented as incredibly effective.
Okay, shift gears. Cynthia Rothrock? Prime Rothrock, we're talking serious credentials here.
Oh, absolutely. 5-time world champion, forms, weapons. She's the real deal.
And her style, it's described as a mix, isn't it?
Yeah, a blend of Northern Shaolin and Taekwondo. Think explosive agility. Really fierce combinations.
So Northern Shaolin brings the range and power.
Right, long-range strikes, fluid movements, almost acrobatic sometimes. And Taekwondo adds that devastating kicking speed and power.
Okay, so what you get is just constant attacks.
Pretty much. Relentless attacks, high-impact strikes. She's known for her tenacity and really good tactical awareness. Reads opponents well.
The sources mention her ability to adapt and just keep pressing with relentless attacks. That word relentless keeps coming up.
It does. It seems to define that aggressive, forward-moving style.
Yeah.
Always on the offensive.
Very proactive, trying to overwhelm.
Exactly. But one source did describe her style as maybe a bit more straightforward compared to Huo Yuanjia's approach.
Straightforward how? Like less layered?
Sort of. Heavily reliant on that direct, high-impact offense, perhaps without as much emphasis on the subtle counters and defensive maneuvering seen in Li's character.
Okay, so we have this great contrast. Li, fluid, patient, technical, defensive mastery. Rothrock, explosive, aggressive, relentless, adaptable.
A real clash.
So what did the sources pinpoint as the deciding factor, if they had to pick one thing?
It really seems to come down to Huo Yuanjia's inner peace and defensive mastery, as one analysis put it.
Inner peace. How does that play out in a fight?
The idea is that his control, his patience, would allow him to weather Rothrock's aggressive storm, wait for openings.
And then capitalize. Turn her aggression against her.
Exactly. Not trying to match power with power, but using technique and timing to exploit the moments when her attack leaves her vulnerable.
Okay. That classic strategy. Disciplined defense finds a way through the offense.
That seems to be the core argument presented in the analysis we looked at.
So given that, the conclusion from these sources is pretty clear.
Yes. Based on the material we reviewed, the likely winner is Jet Li, portraying Huo Yuanjia. His technique, patience, and discipline are seen as the decisive advantages.
Okay, let's wrap this up then. The sources suggest Jet Li's controlled, highly technical style, big on defense and counters.
Would likely overcome Cynthia Rothrock's powerful, adaptable, but perhaps more direct and aggressive approach.
It really highlights how different martial arts philosophies translate into combat effectiveness.
It absolutely does. Fascinating stuff.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other dream matchups between legends would reveal similar insights if you broke them down like this? Something for you to think about.